I'm going to invite Mr. Crowley back up to the podium to introduce our keynote speaker.
Our speaker this evening is Richard F. Young, a Jefferson alum who retired in 2012 as a full professor after more than 41 years of service to this college. Throughout his tenure at Jefferson, Dick commanded the classroom, offered career and academic advice to students, developed courses, served as advisor for student clubs, and mentored new faculty. His campus service included years as chair of the Humanities Department, director of the Liberal Arts Division, decades as a member of the FSA Executive Board, founding member of the Alumni Association, and leadership of the Faculty Association. In addition, Dick has given his time to the community as a founding director and president of the Jeff Lewis Mediation Center, and currently as a councilman for the town of Hounsfield. Dick Young has been recognized with the Sonny Chancellor's Award for Excellence in Teaching and Excellence in Faculty Service, as the first distinguished alum of Jefferson Community College, as a member of the SUNY Alumni Honor Roll, and as a Volunteer of the Year by the Community Action Planning Council. Please welcome our speaker this evening, Professor Emeritus Richard F. Young.
This is a new for me. I've never been a keynote speaker before. I want to compliment the young lady on her presentation. She did a nice job. I found it to be very entertaining, and it identified with all the people in the audience. One of the things that I think about when I look out at this audience tonight is wow. Wow, because the 50th graduating and commencement class represents almost 700 degrees. I remember a time when people wondered if there would even be a 50th graduation for JCC. Back when the college was established, it was put up for a vote by members of the community, and it was turned down the first time. Look at what has progressed since that time. It's become a very valuable part of the community. So congratulations to you. It's really an honor and a privilege to be speaking here tonight. This is a graduation because you have finished and you have completed something, a significant accomplishment. And it's commencement because you are about to begin a new venture and phase of your life. Finishing a degree is a significant accomplishment, and you should be proud of what you have done. I'm still proud of my degree after all of these years. 1968, and we had 182 graduates. So it's pretty phenomenal with the number that we have now. At one time, I sat where you sit. Well, not really, because it was facing that way, and the main platform was over there. But I've sat where family, friends, significant others are sitting. I've sat in the section where faculty and staff are sitting, and now I'm up here. Each one of those seats, each one of those sections brings a different perspective and different appreciation for what you as graduates have accomplished. As Monica said, behind each degree is a story. You all have one. In Mr. Crowley's introduction, I listened to all the things that he mentioned about me, and it never occurred to me at age 19 all those things would be possible. I wondered while he was talking, and I've thought about this since I've been asked to do this presentation, how different my life would have been if I never went to JCC or if JCC had never been established. There would have been no college for me. College was for other people, but as it turned out, JCC was exactly for people like me. Average background, limited financial resources, and unsure what to do. In my case, fate happened to step in. One day I was walking on Public Square in downtown Watertown, and I was approached by an individual who said, "Are you Dick Young?" And I said, "Yep, that's me." And he identified himself and then got talking with me and said that he had seen me play baseball for Watertown High School, and he enjoyed watching me play. And oh, by the way, was I planning on going to college? Where was I going to college is what he said. And I said, "I'm not going to college. I'm looking for a job." He said, "How would you like to go to JCC and play baseball?" I said, "That sounds good to me, but I haven't filled out an application. I don't have money. I don't know how I would swing it." And his answer to me, which was really the first caring offer from someone at Jefferson Community College that I experienced, he said, "I will take care of everything if you really want to come." It was later that I discovered that Al Finnegan, who was the guy who talked to me, was the director of admissions and also the baseball coach. Okay? The first semester that I went to school, I almost dropped out. And the reason I almost dropped out was because I had passed the postal exam. Golden opportunity, set for life, government job. My father was jumping up and down with joy, but I didn't take the job. I stayed at JCC. How different might my life have been if I had dropped out? When President McCoy asked me to speak tonight, she asked me to talk about some of the differences between now and an earlier time at the college, because I've been around and connected with the college almost since the beginning. I plan to do that, but I also want to talk about some of the ways my life was influenced by JCC as part of that history, mention a couple of my students, and finish with JCC and your life. What are the possible implications for you? My connection with JCC came right after the first graduating class in 1965. Here's some of my recollections. Most students were fresh out of high school, 18, 19-year-olds. But there were a few non-traditional students, Monica. The average age today, from what I understand, is 26 or 27. So that's a big changeover in the population. The parking lot was a lot smaller. Fewer people drove, and there also were fewer people on campus. Everybody had to take an orientation to college class. The first week of classes, freshmen had to wear one of these. Everywhere they went, it was called the beanie, and it has your year of potential graduation on it. You were supposed to wear that everywhere, on campus, off campus. That way you would be recognized as a freshman. Smoking was allowed on campus and in the classrooms. Faculty and students smoked. Walking into a classroom was like fighting through a sea of fog. There was no internet, no laptops, no desktop computers, iPads, cell or smartphones, no calculators, no apps, no direct TV, no dish or streaming, and cable was just starting up. There was no such thing as political correctness. Students did not walk into class late nor leave early. That stuck with me for my entire career. When my class started, the door was locked. Okay? And people didn't leave early either. Fall semester and finals ended after a Christmas break. So you had a Christmas break till New Year's. Then you came back and took finals, and then you took a break again and started the spring semester, which was in February. 18-year-olds could drink. So there were actually beer blasts on campus. Needed faculty chaperones, as well as the Watertown City Police. There was a military draft, and that had an impact on male students' lives and their education, particularly if your grades were low, but it also impacted on all their family members and friends as well. That was the time of the Vietnam War. If you got drafted, you had an 80% chance of going to Vietnam. Homosexuality and gay rights was not even in the discussion back then. Women's rights was just at the beginning of the conversation. Drug activity was not anywhere to the extent that it is today. And JCC was set up as a community college so people could commute. Now we start a new era with dorms. Classes did not get delayed because of weather, and the college did not close because of the weather. And there certainly at the time were fewer course offerings, time availabilities, fewer degree programs, and fewer faculty. My experience and faculty that I experienced was different than your experiences and the faculty that you had. It's my belief that we become the people we become because of the people we come in contact with and the experiences that we are exposed to. Those factors influence us, good, bad, positive, negative. They all have an impact on us. Al Finnegan got me into college. That altered my life. Chuck LaPierre, who was a professor of English at the college and turned out to be my advisor and provided me excellent advising like Monica's advisor did, and also was helpful in talking me out of taking the Postal Service job and staying in school. He provided me with excellent guidance. And then there's also Saul Greenblatt, my first speech teacher. He helped open a world for me that was fascinating and stimulating, even though he was from the Boston area and considered northern New York the land of mental midgets. Okay? The field of speech and communication was so much more than I had imagined, and it gave me a career and a focus on life. Because of those individuals, my life was altered forever. And if not for these individuals and others, my life might have been very different. Certainly a path would have been taken and exposure to different people would have influenced my life differently. And by the way, the chance of me addressing you tonight probably would not be happening. What I'd like you to think about is others, as well as our experiences, influence all of us, and many people make an impact on us. Parents, teachers, coaches, friends, bosses, co-workers, classmates, clergy, athletes, actors, and let's not forget spouses. Ask yourself, who has made an impact on me? Why? How did they influence the direction that I've taken in my life? When I took my job at JCC, I was driving truck for a living. The job was given to me, offered to me, because I was the only person willing to take it full time at that point in time. The semester started in February. This was 2 weeks before February when the college was looking for somebody because the previous teacher quit. An opportunity presented itself, a chance was taken. There was no teaching experience on my part, just a degree in speech. The learning that semester, priceless. Look where that decision led me, from 1 semester to 41 and a half years. Where have your opportunities and your decisions led you, and where will it lead you in the future? Jim McVean, first president of JCC, invited me in for a chat halfway through that semester. He told me that he liked what he'd been hearing about me and wanted to know what my plans were for the future. He said to me this: find a program where you can stay teaching at JCC and work on a master's degree and I will keep you on. Just that simple, just that easy, just like that. He expressed faith in me, thought I would be good for JCC, and JCC would be good for me. He was right on both accounts. He gave me encouragement, support, and expressed confidence in me. He took a chance on me that altered my decision in life again forever. Who's taken a chance on you? Who has supported and encouraged you? How did that help you develop into the person you are? Thousands of students came through my classes over the years. Best guess, 10,000 plus. Hundreds of colleagues were encountered over the years, and from colleagues and students, I adopted what I liked and disregarded those things that I thought I didn't like or I thought were unimportant. Students helped shape my view of the world, how my classes were taught, and made me think about me and what was important. My education with students taught me a lot about life, death, struggles, tragedy, as well as successes, accomplishment, hope, and dreams. I learned more about my students' lives than I ever wanted to know. Some of those things included overcoming obstacles, suicide, abuse, legal complications, being thrown out of the house at age 17, living out of a car, infidelity, drug and alcohol addictions, losing a job, getting a job. You get the point. In speech classes, students talk. Okay? Of all of the outstanding students and of all of the instances that I had over the years, with literally thousands of examples and stories, and many of the people I worked with heard them over the years because they were just so phenomenal. There's two I'd like to mention that are kind of cute. I had a knock on my door right before the beginning of one semester. And I looked up, and this guy goes, "Hi, my name is Charlie. I was told to come over and tell you that I had signed up for your public speaking class and that it was recommended for me." And I said, "Well, that's nice, Charlie." I said, "Who recommended you?" He looked me straight in the face and he said, "God." I said, "Charlie, God recommended my course to you?" He said, "Yes, I talk with God frequently. God talks with me frequently. And he said that taking your public speaking class would be a benefit for me." Now, it was at that time that I knew it was going to be a real interesting semester. I knew then for sure that God was watching what I did. And not only that, he was recommending students to take my class. The other individual I'd like to talk about is Bob, for lack of a better name, Bob. Bob hated my class, hated me. He saw no reason why he should be taking public speaking. He knew how to talk. He thought it was a waste of time. He fought me all the way. At the end of the semester, when he filled out the evaluation form, he gave me an F in every category. Okay? About 5 years after Bob left JCC, I got a phone call. It's Bob. And Bob says to me, "Do you remember who I am?" And I said, "Bob, how could I forget?" Okay? And then he proceeded to tell me what he was doing and how many of the principles, concepts, and ideas that we had talked about in public speaking, he was actually using and putting into daily practice. Wanted to know if it was okay if he redid my evaluation and did a better one. Many students have contacted me over the years and they tell me how their lives have been changed because of my classes. That's very humbling. Other students, I have no idea what kind of an impact I made on them. We never know for sure who we will be affected, we will affect, and who will affect us. I've been affected by every student I ever had. Final point I'd like to make tonight is this. hope. H-O-P-E, hope. That's what JCC provides for many of its students. For some, it's a second chance. For some, an opportunity, a new direction in life, a chance to start over. JCC can provide hope as long as people are willing to do the work. Opportunities do not always just drop in your lap. Life is not, I did the work. There is something called quality, standards, and excellence. Showing up in most instances, regardless of what Yogi Berra says, is not enough. Ask yourself, what has JCC done for you? What will you take from your experience at JCC? How will it and how does it direct your life? Examine this now and in 5, 10, or 15, or 20 years. What did you learn about responsibility, work ethic, accountability, achieving excellence, being a role model? Your answer to these alter you and your life. Many of us can identify with tonight's graduates. They have overcome great obstacles, challenges, personal tragedy, accomplishments, and triumphs. They have all sacrificed in varying degrees to get to where they are tonight. All of these graduates should be applauded because they've achieved something significantly. We never know where our education will take us. When I graduated from JCC, teaching was not even in my top 10 list of things to do, let alone do it for the time that I did. Be open to opportunities. My life changed because all the people I came in contact with, but much of what is me started right here at JCC. As the JCC TV ad says, it is not what you come to college with, it is what you take away. We all influence each other. Sometimes the impact comes from the least expected source. It reminds me of the individual who took my public speaking class 4 times before he finally passed it with a D. That taught me something about motivation and persistence. JCC is a start for most of you, as it was for me, with the future yet to come. It provides hope and opportunity, the chance for a better life. Thank those who have helped develop you along the way and push toward a lifelong journey. Congratulations, class of 2014, and welcome to the ranks of the JCC alumni. Be proud of your accomplishment and this milestone in your life.
Thank you, Dick, for making this 50th commencement truly special. We sincerely appreciate your commitment to education and to Jefferson Community College. Is everyone ready? We are coming to the moment that you've been waiting for. This evening, the members of the class of 2014 become the newest members of the Jefferson Community College alumni. In recognition of your commencement, the Alumni Association will present you with a commemorative gift after you cross the stage. I would like to extend my own personal congratulations to all of you. It's indeed a privilege and an honor to serve as this college's president and to work with students, faculty, and staff to help you achieve your goals. We sincerely hope that tonight doesn't mark the end of your relationship with Jefferson, but that you will continue to feel like a member of this college community. The college awards 3 types of degrees to those who have successfully completed 2-year programs of study: Associate in Applied Science, Associate in Science, and Associate in Arts. Certificates are awarded to those who have successfully completed 1-year programs. Will the candidates for certificates and degrees please rise? Chairman Crowley, these members of the class of 2014 are identified as candidates for commencement and are recommended to the Board of Trustees for the appropriate certificates and degrees.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it gives me great pleasure to award to you certificates and the degrees of Associate in Applied Science, Associate in Arts, and Associates in Science, with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.